This morning, besides the earthquake going on Fox and Friends, superstar Dwayne The Rock Johnson was asked about... Yeah, he was asked about... Are his relatives here? What? He was asked about putting his weight behind Joe Biden in the last election.
And here we go again with The View. And we all know The View, they love celebrities. They love California. They basically drool and they throw themselves on celebrities when they go on that ridiculous talk show. But if a celebrity says something they don't like, a celebrity they once loved and admired and adored, if that person says something they don't like, oh boy, they turn the other cheek and they go after him or her. That's why this show is such nonsense. So Dwayne The Rock Johnson did an interview on Fox News telling them basically he will not endorse Biden again like he did in 2020. And he told the reporter why. So let's have a look at this.
Am I happy with the state of America right now? Well, that answer is no. Do I believe we're going to get better? I believe in that. I'm an optimistic guy, and I believe we can get better. The endorsement that I made years ago with Biden was one I thought was the best decision for me at that time. Am I going to do that again this year? That answer is no. I'm not going to do that because what I realized, what that caused back then was something that tears me up in my guts back then and now, which is division.
So basically, if he went on that Fox News show and said, I supported Joe Biden in 2020, and I'm going to support him again in 2024, the windbags on The View would be thrilled, they'd be celebrating, they'd be praising Dwayne Johnson for supporting Biden. But because he's all set, and you heard him, he's not happy with the way the country is going. And this coming from a multi-millionaire who can have anything and do anything he wants. And he's not happy with the track our country is on. And he also believes it will get better. And I believe it will get better as soon as Joe Biden is out of the White House. But then he said what makes him sick to his stomach is the division in this country today. I took that as mostly a racial division, because this is what this administration is about, splitting people apart. They claim the party of unity, the party of the people, but they like nothing more than a division that they have caused in our country for the last 3 years. So for somebody like Dwayne Johnson to say it, again, who can do and have whatever he wants in this life, knows how bad our country is failing right now. But don't tell that to Joy Behar or Sonny Hostin or Anna Navarro, because they don't want to have any of it. And this is what they had to say in response to Dwayne Johnson's remarks on that news show.
So, a couple of questions. First of all,
Maybe they're not as relatives.
Yeah. So the question, first of all, should I pay any attention to who gives an interview on Fox where they lie every day? Number one. Number two, should celebrities publicly endorse public figures? Or they should keep their
if they want
politics
to. I mean, celebrities are U.S. citizens, are American citizens. You don't lose your rights as a citizen because you are a celebrity. But, you know, I remember, I'm so old, like I was telling Molly today, I said, you know, I remember being at a Republican convention where The Rock spoke, and I remember him being at the DNC. It was in the year 2000 in Philadelphia, and when he spoke, he wasn't there. It was George W. Bush that was getting the nomination. He wasn't there endorsing. He was there raising awareness for voting and getting young people and his followers to be involved.
Like Taylor Swift is.
Yeah, so look, I think for him, the cause of division aspect is a real one. He also went to the DNC that year. And I think everybody's entitled to do whatever the hell they want.
And, you know, he's been quite political. I agree with you. And he's been very engaged and very involved. I do think we're living in a time where we have someone running for president that is an existential threat to democracy, right? That is where we are at. Someone who has 88, criminal charges, 4 indictments. Someone that has vowed to be a dictator on the very first day he takes office. Now is the time. If you have a platform, you must be active. You must speak out.
And that's the view of The View. Joy Behar. Should celebrities really be getting involved and endorsing political candidates? She had 0 problems in 2020 praising Dwayne Johnson when he threw his support behind Biden. No issue at all. Anna Navarro says, of course they should. Of course they should. Why shouldn't they? If they're U.S. citizens, they can do whatever they want to do. We live in a free country, so we think. But Sunny Hostin, you're kidding me right now. The very first thing she says after Dwayne Johnson's very political is the guy who's running for president with the charges, the felonies, the indictments is the biggest threat to our democracy. They always throw the democracy thing in there because really, they have nothing else to say about Trump because I said this before. They know our country was on the right path from 2016 to 2020. They were happy, though they'll never admit it, but they were. But now our democracy's at stake. You listen to Clinton, the democracy's at stake. That's all these windbags and asshats on TV have to say. They can't say anything good about Biden because he's done nothing good. We've all seen people interviewed here and there on the streets. You're voting for Trump or Biden. I'm voting for Biden. Well, why? Not one person can name one good thing that Joe Biden has done for this country. And they always say, well, he seems like a really nice man and he cares. Being nice and caring doesn't make America strong, doesn't put money in people's pockets. The View knows it, and we all know it, okay? But it's always a threat to democracy. But Navarro did say something also when Dwayne Johnson was going to the conventions. He wasn't endorsing anybody. He was trying to get people to vote. And she mentioned young people. And that's the biggest problem with Navarro, Behar, and Hostin not happy with Dwayne Johnson not supporting Biden because millions of young voting age people love Dwayne Johnson as a wrestler, as a movie star, or just as a celebrity. And they know if he's not supporting Joe Biden, his millions of followers may not support him either. So what does that do? Puts old Joe in a pickle, doesn't it? Because Dwayne Johnson has a lot of people who love him and follow him. I like him. I'm not a huge fan. I could take him or leave him. But as long as he's not supporting Biden, I might like him even more, okay? But the problem is these women, they change their tune every time something different happens, okay? Oh, he loved Joe Biden. All of a sudden, he doesn't love Joe Biden. How can anybody love Joe Biden? Okay? Young people today need to wake up. Joe Biden is in the midst right now of trying to forgive more student loans for another 30 million people. Why is he doing that? I'll tell you why. Because if he forgives the student loan debt, he believes they're going to give him a vote. And that's all he has. He has no record of accomplishments. He has 0. Kamala Harris, 0 record of accomplishments. Wars, debt, illegal immigration, high crime, just to name a few. That's Biden, okay? And The View knows it, and The Rock knows it. That's why he's like, I'm all set with Joe. Our country's divided, and it's divided because of the Democrat Party and the Biden administration. And the sooner they leave Washington, the better off we're all going to be.